Tarofa ele APW fale olia ele APW talk ole faliga ole ne aso e fatao I sele o aiga sili le figa ole aiga Anoa'i. Translation: Hey guys, it's APW. Welcome to APW Talk. Today's episode, we'll be talking about one of the greatest families in wrestling history, also known as the Anoa'i family. That's right, I'm going to be talking about Rocky Johnson, Umaga, Rikishi, the Usos, Roman Reigns, the Wild Samoans, The Rock, these amazing legends that have settled so much and have changed the history course of wrestling, not only with other wrestlers, but with family and that bond of blood that, has gone on for so many generations, that has been repeating on for so many years. And that is something that wrestling is for this family. So, how did the Anoa'i family become such a big name? Well, we're going to have to thank a guy from the Isle of Samoa who actually started his business in Hawaii, Peter Maivia. Peter Maivia was the grandfather of The Rock. He had a blood brother, Amitwani Anoa'i. They became blood brothers. But Peter Maivia was a high chief of Samoa and had his desire and his dream to become a wrestler. He did a lot of wrestling experience. He started at the age of 24. He was known to be in NWA, also NWA America, also the NWA Hawaii. There's a lot of NWAs that were probably around the world. That's a lot of stuff that we all hear about, especially when it comes to NWA, because there's a lot of famous people such as Harley Race, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and Peter Maivia. His name is described there. Also, he's the very first Samoan to be in any wrestling business. So that's a huge landmark. But the landmark wasn't that part until WWF. So in WWF, he became a big name. Had a big rivalry with Bob Backlund, Superstar Billy Graham. Those big names. He actually had his high chief persona. He used his actual history for his storylines. He's also a unique guy. He had tattoos from the torso to the area of his knees, which mostly takes close to a month to do. He had it done in 3 days. So that means he's a really tough guy. But he brought in a lot of experience in wrestling to the WWF, and everything began going well there. But then the blood reached to his son-in-law. His daughter Ada married Rocky Johnson, also known as the Soul Man, who was with Tony Atlas, the first African American tag team champions. And he succeeded his career there. With being the Soul Man. With the grappling. With all those type of holds. That's what they're all about. And now we have his son, Dwayne Johnson, who we know as The Rock, who made his debut with his father's name and his grandfather's last name, Rocky Maivia. It was an interesting persona, but it was a gimmick that was going to get boring after a while. So it wasn't going to be one of those gimmicks that would last long. Even Rocky Maivia rejected a contract from Jim Cornette. Shout out to you, Cornette. Um, and that didn't last well. But he became a member of the Nation of Domination. He used the colors of his heritage of Samoa for his wrestling experience. He said he was inspired by his father, his grandfather, and we have one of the greatest 10-time champions in WWF, WWE, and he has his cousin Rikishi along, who came around the 2000s, 1990s when he was Intercontinental Champion. So that was one thing about The Rock and Rikishi having some storylines themselves, revealing that they're family. So this is the first time we've seen something since Owen Hart and Bret Hart with their rivalry at Survivor Series, leading to a match at WrestleMania 10. But the family of the Anoa'i family, it's a big deal, and this is about the Maivia side. What I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about the Maivia side. Now we're gonna go to the Anoa'i from Amutaini, who was never a wrestler himself. His sons, Afa and Sika, were the Wild Samoans, the most brutal tag team in history. They are brutal. It was really hard to tell them apart because they both have wacky hair, they both have an aggressive persona, presenting like the real Samoans that they are. And that was exciting to see because it shows that it's really all about what they are. It's about what they truly do as a team. And then we have this generation, and Rikishi's around, and we see his younger brother, who we all saw, with Roman's brother when they were Rosie and Jamal, when they were the 3 minute warning. That was a good tag team. They didn't last long, but it was a good tag team. So they were managed by Eric Bischoff. So that was a good tag team there. I'll be real honest with you. But Jamal had more of a big career when he became Umaga. And I love Umaga. I think he's the only Anoa'i family member that shows his true heritage of being Samoan. He's the only one who shows like the tattoos, the face paint, the hair. He's Samoan all the way. So he really brought into that culture deep to the WWE. And may Umaga and Rosie rest in peace. We miss you all. Also, rest in peace to Peter Maivia, who brought this lovely family to a business. And now we have the bloodline. We have Roman Reigns, the son of Sika, made his debut in FCW in 2012. And I'll be doing a Roman Reigns podcast probably around next Friday. So you don't want to miss out on that one. The Bloodline, I'll be talking about them tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about the Bloodline tomorrow. I really hope you enjoy it. And, now with Roman, he didn't have a good beginning. Probably as a face, no one liked him that much, being member of the Shield and then being the big dog. And, that didn't really work out. But then when we saw him return from SummerSlam, again, I'm going to be talking more about that next Friday about Roman Reigns. And, he brought in a lot of attitude when he returned from SummerSlam and becoming the tribal chief. And with all that, on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about family rivalries. So I'm going to be talking about Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in that one. So don't miss out on that one either. Now, the thing that's most important, the Usos, the sons of Rikishi, the nephews of Umaga. Great tag team, no questions asked. I mean, they're the longest reigning tag team champions in history in WWE. So that is something they have to be real proud of, even breaking the record of the New Day. So that's what else can you ask for in something like that? And, between tag teams as Wild Samoans and Usos, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort to keep a title, especially when you're a tag team, because you don't know if they're going to keep being honest with you or if they're going to betray you. So we all got in through that. And, there's a lot of talk still, especially with last week with Jey Uso, if he's either alongside his brother or against him. We're going to find that. We're going to find out about that tonight. Pretty much about that. And, now we have Solo Sikoa And Solo Sikoa is one great wrestler, but he actually uplifted himself with the tribute to his uncle. And I'm gonna be honest, I felt like Umaga was being forgotten. And now that he brought in the Samoan Spike, like the, those sounds he makes like Umaga did, he's really bringing Umaga back. And if he brings Umaga like that, then Umaga will be noticed even more. And that's what it's all about. So that's pretty much about what he does. What you're seeing right now is that I'm wearing an ulafala. It's a Samoan tradition of people being selected as the next chief. I actually got this, and it's really good. It's really beautiful. I love the colors. It's actually fruit. It's seed from a fruit. I don't know what the fruit is called, but they dye the color red for the meaning of blood, and you can see Roman Reigns wearing this every pay-per-view. And you're gonna actually see this in WWE 2K23. It's actually for the first time they're actually bringing this out, because in other 2K games we will have to like paint like the flower necklaces color red. But this thing, I love it so much. It actually represents their heritage. I'm actually gonna be wearing this thing tomorrow for the Bloodline video and next Friday for the video of Roman Reigns. So that's the thing. I really love this thing. It really represents their culture. I'm not Samoan, but I really, really love the color and the design. It really makes me want to know more actually about that culture. So until next time, this is APW. Thank you so much for joining me. Click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, write down in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about the bloodline, how it began and how it's doing today. Till next time, this is APW. Love having you guys here. Till then, peace out.